Week number 8, college football. I'm going to recap my losses to my wins, give my opinions, talk about some coaching, pretty much make this a college football information hub. My opinions, but I'm going to go off of what I watched along with some articles. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with week 8 and get it out the way. Here are my losses. I went 5-2. My 2 losses: Tennessee plus 14.5 at Alabama. Some very strange stuff happened at the end when Tennessee was about to break the point spread, and I was getting all excited, like, oh, okay, cool. And no, they literally stopped it. It was very interesting the way that all played out, like it was on purpose, especially when it was when the announcers were talking, especially about the over and under. All right, that threw me off. Okay, my second loss: Auburn at home with a straight pick'em with Missouri. This was a complete confusion fest when it came to Auburn and scoring at the end. Decisions, and I believe it's still hangover after what happened with the call with Georgia, because I believe Auburn should have won last week. But Auburn didn't do it. Tennessee didn't do it, so there's my 2 losses. Mississippi in 13 I got. USC in 10.5. I barely squeaked that one out by a half. Ohio State destroyed Wisconsin. Texas Tech and Arizona State squeaked that one by a half a point, or just a little bit. But and SMU and Clemson. I said SMU is better than Clemson, and I was right. Not only did they cover, but they beat Clemson handily. All right, let's go into what's going on with Week 9. Now, I made a video about Brian Kelly and the sad nature of what's going on with LSU. LSU has turned into a Chip Kelly. Well, Brian Kelly. His demeanor is Les Miles, and every time they lose, they say, we got to play better. But that time has shipped. The stuff, like I said, the stuff that I show you here on the screen with the Nittany Lions wanting to take Brian Kelly or hire him, whatever, I'm all for it. Like I said, please watch my previous video. When it comes to Penn State and what James Franklin did, mediocrity, Brian Kelly, mediocrity. And now we're going to discuss what's going on in Miami. Before the season, I said Miami will be just like Cristobal in the season. You're going to get that loss that you're going to be very confused about. And it happened. Louisville looked really good. Carson Beck, he looked like the 1977 brown van with dark tinted windows. He looked like trash. That's about the best I got. But Mario Cristobal walking up and down the sideline just like he did at Oregon with that crazy look, like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, I got that a lot with Oregon. Every year in a game you should win. So Miami, if he keeps going in this pace, you're going to get this no matter what. They're going to still be in the top 10. I can't see anybody else taking Miami's spot. But, man, Cristobal is what he is. Now let's talk about the Ducks. They destroyed Rutgers, which they should have done. I didn't know it was going to be like that, but why didn't you do that against Indiana? That makes you look pretty bipolar. But college football, now we are going into the second half of the season. And things really haven't taken a picture of who's better than who. There's 3 teams that are actually undisputed. Right now you got, I hate to say it, Ohio State, Alabama separating themselves. I have to even go with Texas A&M look really good. That's probably going to be my top 3. Indiana, I don't know what to make of Indiana because the body of work and playing teams that I don't know. I don't know what Indiana is. And then you got Ole Miss. with that showing. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. But let me go ahead and get into my week pick nines. Wisconsin and Oregon. Oregon minus 17.5. I'm taking Oregon at home. Maybe they got their act together. There's nothing else to say. They did what they did at Rutgers. Alabama minus 7.5 at South Carolina. Alabama has to show out because if they're going to do what I think they're going to do, they could end up winning it all because they look too good. Next, number 3, Texas A&M at LSU. LSU minus 4.5. I'm not even buying Brian Kelly at the moment. Texas A&M is really good. I'm taking Texas A&M and the points. Brian Kelly, man. Next, number 4, Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan State minus 10. I'm taking the points. Rivalry games. Michigan State at home. What else can you say? BYU minus 1 at Iowa State. I like Iowa State, but I'm taking BYU because they are showing a body of work that they're playing resilient. Next, Ole Miss and 7 at Oklahoma. I'm taking Ole Miss at Oklahoma because of what happened yesterday. Lane Kiffin is a good coach. He's got the team that can do it. And this would not be, in my opinion, an upset overall if they were to beat Oklahoma because they're improving. But yesterday, there's some stuff that I was just throwing my hands up going, okay, whatever. But yeah, Ole Miss. Come on, Rebels. Anyway, and this one is one of those early point spreads that I just went, oh man, they are overrating Indiana. I'm UCLA and 27 at Indiana. I'm taking UCLA all the way to. I'm even gonna say I think UCLA is due to beat another team like this. Why? As much as I don't like Nico Iamaleava, UCLA is growing. And Neuheisel. Hey, Neuheisel Jr. over there, he's a good little offensive coordinator. They seem to have their act together, and they're being more, I guess you could say, mature on the field. But we will see. I'm taking the point. That's too many points for me to say no. But Indiana, do I think Indiana's that good? No. I'm not bought on them. The Ducks played trash at home. They did it to themselves, especially after what they did to Rutgers. But yeah, there we go. Week 8 in the books. Week 9, there are my picks. My to-date total, 36, 24, and 1. Because of 2 really bad weeks, that makes my record look trash. But yeah, I'm well over where I thought I would be at this time of the year. But hey, man, y'all have a good one. And LSU fans, please tell me what y'all going to do with Brian Kelly. Keep wanting to call him Chip, and they're not even in the same ballpark.